Hello again. This is Roxy B Rocker with a new episode of Talkability, where we really talk about important issues around disability, health, mental health, and all things around chronic needs, illnesses, and what's actually happening in the world around disability education and awareness. These are important topics. We need to have people sharing information, resources, and programming. So this month is Alzheimer's month, and it's very close to my heart. And I have very special people on today that have been in my life for a very long time. I am Roxy B Rocker, your host of Talkability, and I'm going to introduce some really important people that are in my life. But we're going to have a very important topic today on Alzheimer's, resources, support, caregiving, and anything else that comes up from the heart. Because we need to have these conversations that are really important and can help human beings in this world. Because without information and resources, we really don't know how to move forward in our world. And if there is ways that we can share these information, I'm always about how do we share more information in our society, and how do we give more information so people can learn from each other. So welcome to the show, Renae and Celise. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're here with me. This is show number 3.
Hello,
welcome.
Hello.
Will you introduce yourselves, and share whatever you want, and then I'll ask you a couple more questions about this really interesting and difficult topic.
Sure. So I'm Renae. I am the older sister. And
I'm Celise, the younger sister. We live in Phoenix, Arizona, and we are one of 3 caregivers of a parent with dementia. So we help my dad, we help our dad with our mom who has dementia.
And she's had dementia. This is going on year 3.
3 years?
Yeah, this is going on year 3.
Year 3.
Yeah.
And I'm the baby sister who can't help right now. But by giving information, because I've been adopted into their family and I pray all the time and I miss mom. And one of the things that I will tell Celise a lot, I'm just going to listen to you, but I'm not going to give you any advice. Because I think that's really the most important piece. And now I'm a somatic holistic practitioner, and even in that, we're holding space and containers. We're holding sacredness, and I might be asking questions. How do you feel? What are the sensations? What are the emotions? But I'm not telling you how to handle it.
Noted. Okay. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And that's the most important thing about this, because if I'm telling you how to handle it, that's not handling it very well with ease. When you got the diagnosis about mom, what happened? Like, what was that like for you guys?
Well, I think for me, it was more like, okay, we're gonna be going through this again, because her mom had Lewy body dementia. So we kind of already know what to expect, because we already had been through it with her mom. So, but I think it's just different now because it's mom. So, we're taking care of her, and it was just like, okay, our lives are about to change now, not just for my sister and I, but also for our dad, for my children who are adults. So for them too. So, they've grown up with my parents since they were newborn. So it's a change. And, now they have great grands. So, my grandson was born, and she was already in the dementia. So it's different than what my my son and my daughter went through, because they knew their grandmother before the
Right.
diagnosis. So
Yes.
the change, definitely a bigger change. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she's always been a wonderful woman. Always
Mhm.
been a wonderful woman. Yeah.
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 With a big heart.
Yeah.
When these changes started happening, what was the reaction? I love what you just said, Renae, on the whole concept of I knew things were going to change. What was some kind of moment or situations that you did that brought it to light, or did you find a resource in the community? And like, what did you learn once you found out about this diagnosis and then you went through the process?
I think her neurologist was the big one. She's always had a neurologist anyway, because mom had a brain tumor that was removed, so she's always had a neurologist. But when the neurologist said that, she's in the early stages of dementia, he told us about kind of what to expect, and then that there are a lot of resources. We had where she was going, they have a social worker, so he immediately put us in touch with their social worker, and they're amazing. Yeah, they were just so amazing. They were the ones who actually told us about Hospice of the Valley here in Phoenix. And when you think about hospice, you think it's end stage, end stage. And it's which is what we thought. And we were like, wait, she can already be at end stage. And he said, no, they have a dementia care program. I'm like, wait, what? A dementia care program? Yeah. And he went on to explain what they do. They have a team, they have a doctor, they have nurses and a CNA. And he said, here's the phone number, your social worker is going to get in touch with you to give you more information about that. So even before that, we did, Dad did hire a private nurse to start with. That didn't last very long. So not bad, but I mean, but cost wise for a private nurse, I mean, per hour, they charge between $40 and $65 an hour, and for someone who, for just, 2 or 3 hours, even for 4 hours a day, maybe like 2 or 3 times a week, that gets costly, and insurance doesn't pay for that.
Unfortunately,
Medicare doesn't pay for that.
Yeah.
So going to the Hospice of the dementia care for Hospice of the Valley was such a blessing.
Yeah.
She was
amazing.
We had an amazing team. Yeah. I mean, shout out to Dr. T, shout out to her CNA Lisa, shout out to her nurse Tiffany.
Yeah.
The team was incredible. Yeah. Incredible. She saw her nurse once a week. She came out once a week. We saw the doctor every quarter. She would come out. We saw her CNA came twice a week to give her a bath, and we had that for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hospice of the Valley is what took care of my mom before she passed. They're such a great program.
They are.
They're phenomenal. I mean, I couldn't believe all the work that they did.
Yeah.
All the updates and how kind, palliative care. I mean, Hospice of the Valley is like one of the greatest organizations I ever interacted with.
Yeah. Yeah, but we didn't know that they had a dementia care program until her neurologist told us that.
Well, no. Yeah. I mean, isn't it great? And it sounds like this neurologist really is on top of things and has a whole staff of people. So really, it sounds like people should be on the lookout dealing when we're talking more about dementia today than Alzheimer's, but same topic. But it sounds like when you're going to these doctor's offices, you should find out what kind of care team and what kind of resources are available, because it sounds like some of these doctors are right on top of it.
Yeah, he definitely was definitely on top of it. And even hospice has resources too. Once you get into their dementia care program, they have classes for Alzheimer's and dementia. that you can take in person and online as well, virtual. We did a in-person class where that was
Ooh,
that was
was rough.
amazing.
It was rough
but
and
it was
amazing.
amazing.
We had got a chance to experience what it was like to be, well, to have dementia. So it was very interactive. So it was almost, so it was like we, just the noise that they had to deal with, and then it was like sensory, almost like we had to have gloves,
Yeah.
and I think it was headphones on, basically
Smeared
glasses, yeah, or even dark glasses, where, because the vision is part of that, goes too. And then we were given instructions on what to do, and then the headphones, it was like when they told us what to do, and then it was like, it
wasn't like you couldn't, when they gave you it was all very sensory. They handed everyone in the bag. Yeah. In the bag was coins, a shirt, a pair of pants that you had to button,
belt. It was belt
and a belt, glasses that were smeared. A piece of paper, like a form and a pen that you had to sign. And when the instructors had told everybody to put the headphones on, there was like background noise, like outside noise, like dogs barking,
babies crying,
cars,
horns honking, people yelling.
Yeah. And all through that are the instructions on what we had to do. Put the glasses on.
Yeah.
Put the gloves on. There was gloves in there.
Yeah.
Take the shirt out and
put it on or on.
I think put it on and button it. And then you had to count how much money was in there. You had a form to sign. Oh my gosh. It was and the pants to put
the pants on and then buckle them.
Yeah.
And this is all while this is
on you, on the headphone.
Headphones.
So I'm going to pause you both on that, and then we're going to go back into that conversation.
Okay.
One of the reasons why I started something in my company, Embracing Disability, called Roxy's, is because dressing is hard. And when you have issues in your life, medical issues, dementia, dressing is hard. Sometimes clothes are the most uncomfortable thing in the whole wide world. Even with my disabilities, having the brain injury, forgetting how to pick up my arm and putting a sleeve and an arm. Yeah. And there's so much distraction going on. I don't have dementia and Alzheimer's, but after the brain injury, there's so much distraction going on. And if I fight with an outfit, I'm like, I'm not buying that, or I don't even want it anymore. If I have to fight with an outfit, because it's too hard. And dressing, and that's one of the reasons why I've created Roxy's, to bring attention to the disability world and how dressing needs to be easier. And I'm excited that one of the classes that they did really has disability education and sensory awareness, because the distractions that are happening, and when all of that distraction is happening, and now you're trying to like process information, and now I've got to sign something, and now I've got to count, and now, oh wait, I have to go and pull up my pants from the bathroom and try to buckle my belt. I mean, your mind is gonna blow up.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And even after the brain injury, it's a lot. It's a lot, and so Roxy's is one of the coolest things and one of the most exciting things that I love that I've created about clothing and understanding around a world that doesn't fit us. I keep saying it's a world that doesn't fit us. So after you took that class, or the conversations in that class, what happened in that classroom? Like, what were the dialogues like? Because what an amazing thing that they gave you simulation of life.
Basically.
Right. What were the conversations like in that room? What was the conversations like between you guys? Let's talk about the room, and then let's talk about what happened with you guys.
There was a variety of people in the classroom.
Yeah,
from caregivers to nurses to loved ones who are taking care of, a loved one in the home.
Yeah.
It was
Well, I think basically she asked us how we felt.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was, and it brought up like
a lot of
emotions for my sister and I.
Same with Dad, because Dad was with us at the class.
Yeah,
the three of us.
Our father was with us too.
Yeah.
And that was very eye-opening for, I think, well, probably for everyone, but I know for the three of us there, because now we knew how she felt or how she feels. And we didn't know. So it was like very eye-opening. But the conversations there, it was how did this make you feel? I think that was the main thing. The main thing.
What did we learn
from it?
A whole different perspective of how to interact with Mom.
Yeah.
Did it make it better?
Did it make me what?
Did it make it better or easier?
In some ways, I would say yes. Yeah. I would say yes. In some ways, it just brought more awareness to how she hears what we say, and then how we say it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it too, it also made us realize that, well, they mentioned that if it takes longer than 20 seconds for her to respond, then you know that it's that her brain is still processing what we're trying to tell her to do. So before it was almost like I'm going to admit it, we were a little, I would say, impatient
right
before this.
Can we pause on that? Because we're going to need to go to a commercial break for just one moment. We'll pause on the impatient part because I think that's an important conversation. And we're going to come back to that. And now, Talkability will be right back. We will be hearing from our sponsor. Welcome back. Okay, we were having a very in-depth conversation about a simulation class that these ladies learned a ton on how to even be a little bit more human and effective with your own family member that you loved. So, Celise, right before we left, you were talking about impatience. And can you chat a little bit more with me on that? On what was happening for you guys that you were feeling a little frustrated, maybe?
I think it was almost like it's like she wasn't responding like fast enough. So it was like we weren't really, before that class, it was almost like, well, were we maybe talking too low, or maybe she didn't understand what we were saying. So it was almost like when she wasn't responding like right away, like she like before, we would get like a little impatient, like, are you, I wouldn't say can you hear us, but it was almost like mom, kind of thing. And then we went to that class, and it was like, oh, okay, now everything makes sense. And when we ask her it's almost like when you tell her to do more than one thing at a time, that's when it takes, longer. Okay, now you need to stand up, now you need to move back, now you need to sit down, now you need to do this. And we can't really do that anymore. It's kind of like, stand up. Okay, now step back and kind of thing. And then go ahead and sit down. So now and if it's longer than 20 seconds, they always told us, if it's, count to 20, and then that her brain is still trying to catch up. So definitely adjusting on our side for that.
Yeah, I agree.
Much.
Yeah.
Processing disorders are hard. And now that I have LD and a brain injury, it's even weirder.
Yeah.
They're hard.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden your mom's brain went from, I'm thinking, oh wait, I can't understand any of this. I can't see, I can't think. I don't even know how to get out of bed right now. I don't know. I mean, maybe that, or standing, you just said standing up.
Right? Standing up. Yeah, that's the main thing. And walking on her own, she can no longer really do that. So
she's a high fall risk.
Yes.
Is it a walker, or even not with a walker? Somebody needs to walk with her.
Well, not even that.
She can't use a walker anymore.
She's pretty much wheelchair bound now. Yeah.
So you have to use, She went from that. So she went from someone who was very active before her diagnosis. I mean, she walked every day. She had a schedule. She walked 2 or 3 miles.
3 miles. Had a walking partner.
Yeah. To now, she doesn't like staying in one place because she's used to being active. She cannot stand by herself because she will fall. She is a high fall risk. She has balancing issues. Mm-hmm. Even though she'll tell you, I can do this, her brain and her body don't communicate effectively. Yeah. So her brain is telling her, stand up, you can do it. And yes, she will attempt to do so. Yeah. But to be stand up and steady by herself, no, because then she starts leaning and almost falling. And so, she's a high fall risk. So yes, she did used to use a walker. She was able to use a walker. Now she's not, because she has the balancing and the walking issues. She can't use a walker anymore. So we have to help her, assist her. It's the wheelchair all the time. Yeah. And there's different stages of Alzheimer's and dementia. There's different stages that she's going through. So pretty much when they're bedridden, that's like pretty much almost end stage. She's not bedridden at all. She's still she can she can still talk to you, but she doesn't hold conversations with you. She doesn't look at you. She's talking. To a certain extent, she can still feed herself. We definitely know that her vision has decreased dramatically, and that's because she can go from having something in front of you, like a cup of water or just a cup to drink. She can go from reaching, she used to reach and drink, to she's feeling for everything, reaching out for everything. Yeah. So we know that her vision has decreased. We know that her hearing has decreased as well, because we have to speak louder to her. Mom has always been quite spunky. So when she doesn't want to do something that you ask, she definitely will not do it. Have an attitude. She still has her little attitude.
She's still gonna be snappy. Snappy mama. What have you built? Has there been community, like people that you can talk with about this, so there's familiarity? Like Did
My
dad find any community friends or?
dad.
Okay. Um, so through the Alzheimer's Association, there is actually a group therapy that there's I did it once when this first happened. It was like I did it at like Tuesday evenings at the end of the month, through for adult caregivers. So for like me and Renee, if we wanted to do it, we could in the evenings. I did it once or twice, and that was very helpful. There is, I know, something for spouses, the men, but it is really early in the morning, and
Dad is not doing that.
he doesn't do early mornings
No.
to begin with, but I think so to answer your question, there is, but we have not really taken part in that. At least not me and Michelle together.
Yeah.
I did for a little bit, but not anymore. Dad,
That's a no.
that's no.
And I think that has a lot to do with just him personally. So he has friends that he does talk to. One thing about our parents, for one, they've been married for 60 years.
Oh my
Six
God,
zero.
16 years.
And they've done everything together. They are joined at the hip. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
you didn't see them together. People are asking, where's the other? Where's Art? Where's Joetta? Where are they? They're always together, always together. They do things together. So I think it's hard for my dad that's been the biggest adjustment for him, is not having my mom come and do things with him. Like they were very active in doing volunteer work. My dad, when he had a diagnosis, he cut way back on that. He also left a couple of clubs when her diagnosis continued to get progress. He left a lot of clubs, so now he is very selective in what he participates in, as far as outside like community stuff. So he's drawn back a lot. His friends, we encourage him, my sister and I encourage him all the time to get out, have some me time, but
our version of me time and his version of me time is very different.
Totally different.
His version is me time. Yeah, his version of me time is 5 more minutes in the shower, or playing solitaire on the computer, or going to the store,
running errands.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Hold on a second, I'll be right back.
Yep.
Okay, let's pause for a moment. So yeah, lots of conversation around so many of these learnings. What do you feel is the most important pieces that, as you were talking about dad and the transitions, what do you think some of the most important pieces are that you have been learning on encouraging dad to get out more, or helping dad, or even helping yourselves?
Well, definitely, for one, I'd say it helps to have support. Definitely have support. We have a lot of family support. So my daughter and my son help out when they can. And we don't. There's really not a time where we ask a lot. My sister and I, we rotate our caregiver duties here. So every Sunday at 5:00 is a shift change. So I stay for a week. My sister stays for a week. So we rotate like that. Any other, like outside of that, if we want to take dad out to the movies, I'll ask my daughter, because my son works on the weekend. So I'll ask my daughter if they're available. She and
the whole family
come, and they'll stay with mom for a few hours.
Yeah.
So there's that. I have a close-knit group of friends that I talk to if I need to. And I think, and dad has some friends too. He's gone out. I think he's become more comfortable doing things without my mom now. He has made lunch dates and things with his best friends. Calls them. They call him periodically. So there's one guy there's one gentleman that he will periodically call him, and they'll go have lunch. His friends, his best friends, they call him. They call and check on both of them, my mom and him. Um, and then he's part of uh, I just want to say he's like the financial person. There's a company that one of his friends started, and he's the financial advisor for the company. So they periodically have meetings, and they're very accommodating. So they'll either do a virtual, or if dad can get away to go be in person, we'll do that. I work 1 day a week from home, so my work from home day is here. So whether it's my week to be here or not, I'm here on my work from home day. So because of that, he's able to schedule his doctor's appointments and things on the day that I'm here. So that helps. We go with him to, if he goes grocery shopping on the weekends, he may go by himself. Or if we go, then whoever's week is here, we'll go. We'll all go just to get my mom out the house.
Oh,
yeah. I think it's also important that you try to find your own space, like to decompress. And I think it helps. For a while, I lived with them for about a year or so, and it was very. There was, I was depressed. There was some feelings there. You were just in it. The vibe here was just very heavy. And I think having my own place now that we can switch out. So, Michelle lives with
the family.
With the family pretty much. And I have my own apartment. And I think that helps because we can get away from the heaviness. So I think try to find time for yourself, and that's easier said than done. We suck at self-care, like completely we suck at self-care. So try to but if you can't do that, just try to have your own space. Try to find your own space to like decompress and heal, and just
that's important.
Just be in your own self.
Self-care. Self-care is huge. So it's massively important when you're going through this or caring for somebody in the world.
Yeah.
If there was anything that you learned about yourself, we're going to go with you, Celise, on this question. If there's anything that you learned about yourself in this that gave you some self-awareness, because, you're in it. And yes, this conversation is about mom. But this conversation is also about life, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to start with you on that. What is something that you learned through this process about you?
Oh my goodness. After all this time, I still don't see myself as like the greatest caregiver. Like I feel, because I always thought that my sister was the nurturing one, and probably because she's the mom. She's the mom. So she probably has like more patience, and I feel like that even after all this, even after dad thanks us all the time for being here for them, I still don't think that I'm the best caregiver. And I think that's still, but one thing I never, well, so there's that, but I think just the one thing is that I'm learning to have more patience. Because I never had much of that to begin with, but I think it's just patience, because this person gave birth to me And there are moments where she doesn't know that it's me, that it's
Mm-hmm.
she knows that she has daughters, but she still sees us as little girls. Um, so it's almost like this woman gave birth to me, but I don't recognize her anymore. But so I think that I think it's definitely a lot more patience than what I've had before. You really do have to have that.
One of the things that I'm seeing in you, which has been rare in your life, and oh no, we don't need that right now.
We're good.
One things that we there was a question on the screen, a little distracted brain. I got disabilities. So one of the things that I'm seeing in you, which is not always what I get to see in you, my love, my beautiful love, Celise, is that you're stronger. You're stronger than you've ever been. This has made you stronger. Renae, you just held up the house even more. You know,
No, thank you.
your muscles got stronger. You know, you're holding up the house because you've always been strong. You know, what about you? What has been your learning? I love you, girl. Take a minute. I love you. I love you, girls.
Thank you. We love you too. I think it's the same with my sister. It's having even more patience with my mom. And like she said, I have patience, but this will test your patience. This whole process will test your patience.
Yeah.
That whole role reversal. You know, she raised me. I have kids who are adults now, and now it's reversed. I feel like I'm the parent again because here is someone who multiple degrees, who now her intelligence level is back to being a child. You're now dealing with mentally, physically. She's an adult. Mentally, they have reverted back to being a child. So you may be dealing with an adult who is behaving like they're 2 or 3 or 5 years old because they forget. Like, and so it's that whole role reversal. I'm not raising a child, but I'm raising a child. Mentally, I'm raising a child.
Yeah.
Again, so that having that patience, going back and okay, you remember what it was like when you're 2 or this age. I have to meet her where she's at.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's a struggle. You know,
and we still have to do that. They tell us that too when she thinks she's not at home, at her home. We have to be. They tell us you need to be where she is. You need to meet her where she is to bring her back.
Yeah,
basically. So that's been interesting. So we have to find out where she is first, and then just kind of bring her back. So that's been
back to reality. Yeah.
What do you feel? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
What do you feel are some really important things that people should realize or do when this type of diagnosis comes?
For one, you need to have a family meeting. If you know, the family dynamic has changed. Everybody needs to, that's the other piece of it too. I think we have learned through the caregivers, because they tell us how different our family is compared to the other families that they service.
Right.
So
when we were on hospice.
When we were in the hospice dementia care, they would tell us all the time. They're like, you guys are so different from the families that I service. So different. Like you guys, there's this cohesive unit. You guys really take care of your mom. some families, some siblings don't talk to each other. Some siblings don't talk to their parents, have any communication with their parents.
Yeah.
Some families, they don't want to deal with this. Our dad was adamant that mom was not going to go into a facility. She was going to be here. She was going to be home. She was going to go through this at home. He was not going to put her in a facility. Some families do that. That's their choice if that's what they want to do. But it's different when you are the caregiver and they're at home. They're going through this at home and you've chosen to do that at home. And communication is so important. It is so, so important. Yeah. There's going to be times where you're going to be frustrated. You need to be able to step back and be like, okay, I need a moment because she's really working my last nerve right now. Dad, I need for you to step in. Can you do it with her? I need a moment. Yeah. Because there are times it's going to be frustrating. Communication, that family union is so important. If you are caregiving at home, it's really important. Even if you're not, if your parent or sibling, or whoever is in an in-home care facility, make sure you do your due diligence about the facility. Check everything. Yeah. Don't go with the first one. I can tell you that when our grandmother, my mom's mother, she lived with them for a year, and then after it was hard. It to care for someone with it is a challenge. It is hard. Yeah. If you make the decision to place them in a facility, an in-home care facility, or just an in-home care, there's not just a facility. There's also homes, residential homes that care for dementia and Alzheimer's patients. Yeah. If you make that decision, do your due diligence in researching that residential home, researching that facility. Yeah. Do your due diligence. That's what my grandmother ended up in they made the decision to place her in a residential home that cared for Alzheimer's patients. And there was maybe like four other patients, but they had live-in staff that's lived at the home and took care of these patients. That's where my grandmother ended up being, not too far from where they lived at the time, maybe like 5 minutes away. That's really important. If you're caregiving at home, set up some systems. I created a sheet so that we could keep track of her medications, keep track of how much she's drinking, keep track of whether or not they're having bowel movements. I have a sheet that I created, just something simple. We keep track of all of that. When they were coming in when she was in the dementia care group, they would come in and once a week, blood pressure check, weight was like every quarter. Yeah. They would do her weight. Yeah. We keep track of that stuff. And we even if she's no longer in the family, we continue to keep track of that stuff, because you're not going to remember you're not going to remember all that stuff. You're not going to remember that, especially if they're on these medications, you need to keep track of that stuff. That's so important. Yeah.
You're extremely thorough and extremely intelligent. And my businesswoman mind thinks, you could be a peer mentor, a dementia peer mentor coach. And that is like a training for human beings, because people need this. Yeah. Not that you have the time for it, but people need this. Do you know how huge that is? And what a lifesaver? Even if you sold that sheet for $5.99 and did a little training video on that sheet for $25, $250, people could buy that with a little training video and that sheet. And I'm telling you, there's a little income right there for your nest egg. Girl. Noted. Business mind always thinking sorry, can't help it. But I mean, still, that is like so important. And do you know how many families could really benefit from that sheet? We might even get inquiries. What is that sheet? How can I get my hands on that? And the tips that you're giving is pretty powerful. Do you have any last words? Because we're going to be wrapping up very shortly here. And man, this has been valuable. I hope this has been valuable for you ladies as well.
Yes, thank you. This is probably the first time we've actually been interviewed to talk about something like this.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we're having a live 2020. Like this is like a 2020 episode today on Talkability with Roxy.
Well, thanks for having us.
Oh my gosh, you're my family. You'll always be welcome here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is there anything else that
Just
you feel
have
like would be important? Go ahead.
Definitely tap into the resources.
Yes.
They're really helpful. You don't know what you need. I can honestly say, like, our dad is like a mouthpiece as well. He has another friend, another couple that's going through the same thing. It's reversed. It's the husband that's
the husband.
Yeah. And she reached out to dad because she knew that he was going through this with mom. And so she asked him, she calls him for advice and just to talk, to get things out. And he was the one who told her, because her husband was in a facility that she really didn't, I mean, she wasn't too crazy about, but he's like, oh, you need to call Hospice of the Valley, get him in the dementia care program. And she did.
And that's peer-to-peer support. And that's the most important piece, right? Yeah. Well, you know how, go ahead.
No, you're good.
No, you're good. You're good.
You know how much I love you all. I wish I was there. I can't.
We love you too.
I wish I was there and take a shift here and there, do whatever I could. But I'm always praying and I'm always thinking. And I think this was a hard conversation, a needed conversation. But I think this was a beautiful conversation. And I think that this is going to be really valuable to communities. So thank you so much again, ladies. I'm really from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Again,
appreciate it.
Absolutely appreciate you. This is Roxy B Rocker with Talkability, and we had the lovely Renae and Celise on, really having a beautiful and difficult conversation about dealing with their mom and services, ideas, support, and learnings around dementia care and when we're caregiving for our families and loved ones. Thank you again for tuning in. And we have a very exciting month in July where we'll be really talking about the ADA and some of these unsteady concepts that are happening in the government right now. When I head to Washington, D.C. in the middle of July, and I'm at the National Conference on Independent Living, and we're talking about the issues and the disability awareness. And we'll be hearing from caregivers and programming that could be falling apart or we're fighting to save. And it will be also Disability Pride, and we'll be learning about inclusive values and Disability Pride next month. My loves, I thank you again so much for being here. This was a beautiful conversation, and thanks for being on the third episode of Talkability. Join us again in July. We'll see you soon on Talkability. Thanks for being here.